Now this is going to be a long video, and you really need to watch it very carefully for a variety of reasons, not least of which you can make a lot of money by learning what I'm about to show you. This is the YouTube video editor, and this has increased so much in recent times it's not true. What I'm going to do is show you 5 of the features first, and then the 6th feature I'll go into more detail after. When you come to the YouTube video editor, the first button selected is a camera, and this shows your films. That's the last films that you've published, and you can play them, you can drag them down to the timeline, you can change audio and so on, and you can do various editing with them. I'll show you that a little later. The other thing you can do, a lot of people don't realise that you can do, is by pressing this button you can actually upload photographs from your computer, and Google will turn those into a video, and there's all sorts of things that you can do there. Good fun to play with, and turning photos into video is great. More and more people have got photos, and whether you're doing that for your own company, so you can upload loads of photographs of your business and YouTube will turn that into a video for you. Don't have any music? Well, lots of music you've seen already. There is some on here, and it goes on for quite a while down there. We've scrolled off the end of the page, let's come back up, and you can see there's all sorts there, but there is more in the music section. You can also do massive amounts of editing to your film. I'll show you some of those shortly, but you've got transitions here where they change from one film to another. You can get things to sort of move across. And you can see there I've just broken that by selecting it, so we'll just get rid of that. So there's various things there. And you can also add a range of titles to your film. So titling programs quite expensive. Start looking at something like Final Cut Pro at ridiculous hundreds of dollars. There's a whole series of things here to do with titling. Now, I've gone through that quickly. I know that I have, because I want to show you the best bit, and that's very, very simple. That's this little magic button here with CC on it. Now, that stands for Creative Commons Videos. Now, I'm going to explain this simply, and I'm going to give you a link. I'll take you to the page that shows you more about it. But basically, if someone produces their own video, they're allowed to allow you to reuse it under a Creative Commons license. So it's sometimes called copyleft rather than copyright. And I'm not going to get into the legalities and so on of it, but Creative Commons is great. This is a fantastic way, as I show you, to make your own videos on YouTube. You never need a camera, microphone, all the various things you normally need to make video, and you can make some fantastic stuff. Whether you want to set up your own channel and you just want to make money from that, or whether you're setting up a channel for your own business and you want some footage to use, and I'll give you some examples. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go to this tab first. It's a bit of a lengthy thing, but if you search YouTube for Creative Commons, this page under copyright tells you everything you need to know. And basically, as it says, as I said, Creative Commons licenses provide a standard way for content creators, that's people who make videos, to grant someone else permission to use their work. And YouTube allows users to mark their videos with a Creative Commons CC BY license, then accessible to YouTube users even commercially in their own videos via the YouTube video editor, which is where we are in this course. There's various other bits and pieces down there. You can only save videos of Creative Commons if your account's in good standing, so if you've been done for copyright, done something naughty, they won't allow it and so on. Don't need to worry about that at this stage, obviously. But at its simplest there, Creative Commons allows you to go in, let's go back to that tab, allows you to go here and search for videos. How many are there? Well, the last count, there were between 5 and 25 million videos. YouTube themselves, I rather think, have lost count of how many is on there. It doesn't have a counter. But it's at least 5 million, and it could be 5 times that. So that gives you some idea. There's plenty of stuff for everybody. I'm going to spend the rest of this course now showing you things that can be done, and I'm also going to use some of these other features as well, so you can see how easy it is to do. When you go to the Remix Creative Commons videos, the CC here, the first thing you get is this search for the licensed videos above, or take a look at the sample videos below, and there's a link that tells you more, which takes you to the page we've just been talking about. And in here there's loads of beautiful travel pictures. So for example, that one there is the Golden Gate Bridge, 25 seconds. I'm going to get hold of that with my mouse and drag it to the bottom of the screen here. We get a little picture of the scene there, and if I just scroll down a little bit, we can see this is 25 seconds long. That's a bit big a bit small to see. Bottom right, we've got this magnifying glass now. It's a bit fiddly, is this? I'm just going to make that to just fill the screen a wee bit. There we go. And then we can see the whole film a little bit better. I'm going to play that. And you can see there's a pan across to the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. Traffic going across and so on. All right. So all super interesting. I'll just pause that. I can get hold of this and move to where I want for editing and whatever. Now you probably noticed at the beginning there was a pan across. Let's go back to the beginning again of that. There we go. And that bit's quite boring, so I want to start where there. Okay, so what I do is when I put my mouse over the actual timeline, as it's called here, the video, I can click the scissors. Where do I want the film to come in? Well, I already noticed it was about there. Click the top of the scissors, and if you see, that is now two separate films. If I click the little cross there, that'll remove the clip. Can you see it says remove clip there? And now if I play the film, it takes YouTube a few seconds to catch up, but you can see now the film is shorter. It's only 22 seconds, and you can then see that it starts from that position. So I've edited that film. We can do even better than that. What I want to do now, I want to put some titling on, but I only want the title to appear at the beginning of the film. I'll give you lots more examples how you can use this in real life in a few seconds, but I just want to give you some principles now. Let's say that we want a title for the first, let's say, 6 seconds. So I'll press my scissors again, move that down to there at 6 seconds. I've now split that clip into two parts. Because it's a film, if I play that, I can just drag that along, it will play just as one film. There's no obvious gap, but we know it's cut. The reason I do that, if I click that bit of film now, that's selected, I've got loads of things I can do here. I can stabilize it. This is wonderful, and again, although this is Creative Commons, you can do this on all your videos. If you've got one of those videos that's a bit wobbly, you've not held the camera properly or filmed from a bike, it is astonishing what stabilized video will do. Just absolutely amazing. If you've got a film that's got bad lighting or whatever, you can auto fix it. Brightness and contrast you can adjust automatically or manually. They've got a great new feature which they're pushing down. You can actually slow something down 8 times. Try that. Put your camera down on a street with people dashing about a very busy shopping street. Reduce it 8 times. That's a bit misleading, 8 times, but it's 8 times slow motion. And the algorithm they've got, it looks like you've got a super high quality slow motion camera, and they cost thousands. They're amazing. You can, shall I do this? You can spin the video around. If you're one of those people who take films with your iPhone the wrong way, this is how you can correct it. And you can uncorrect it as well there, so we need to do that. There we go, put that back. You can stabilize, as I said. Now then, you can use filters. HDR, high resolution there, we can just do that. And you can see the different effect of that. We'll just turn that off again. A Lomo camera, if you know what that is, give that a few seconds. Gives that sort of effect. Cross-processing, some of these are quite old-fashioned, and I've just noticed the next one's called old-fashioned. But immediately you can see that looks like an older film, if I just play a little bit of that. Alright, I'm going to turn that off just by clicking these with the mouse. Old-fashioned. Again, give that a second, just show that first thing. Looks like a very old film now. CinemaScope, when you go to the cinema and you've got the really wide screen, let's apply that. And it turns your movie into a widescreen, puts those black bars top and bottom. Really turn the lights up as though you're at a festival. I'll just play a few seconds of that. Most of these have got sound, by the way, the actual basic videos, but I've turned that down for I hope for obvious reasons. Autumnish, another strange effect. You see the darkness there if I turn that off. If you want to make the film just a simple black and white, you can do that. Scroll down. I'm not going to cover all of these, but you get some idea of what can be done. You want to pixel it, so it looks really quite weird. Urban landscape, modern pop, glamour, great outdoors, and so on. There's some just amazing features there. If you're making documentary films, this one's amazing. I'll just play that for a few seconds. You see the quality there, and that amongst the whole film looks very documentary-like, but we're not going to use any of those, give you an idea of that. What I want to do is I want to add a title to this film. Now remember that I cropped the first 6 seconds. I didn't crop it, sorry. I cut it, so anything I apply to this bit, which I've now got selected, can you see this part of the film here is sort of greyed out, so this bit is selected. What I want to do, I want to enable text. I've got choice of fonts there. That'll take a few seconds to come up. I don't want bold, don't want italics. Medium size is okay. I've got the word title text come up at the bottom there. I'm now going to type in San Francisco. Have I spelled that right? Yay! I was practicing this earlier. I kept spelling San Francisco wrong. So we've now got the word San Francisco, and that only appears for the first 6 seconds of the movie. Let's just play that, and you'll see San Francisco. against a slightly dark background there, and then that will go. Once we get to the 6-second mark, it will then play the next bit of the film. I haven't set it to play the whole thing, but on the rest of the film there, that's without it. Okay, so let's come back to where we want to go. Just wait for that to come up again. There we go. Now then, I don't like this big black banner there. Can you see that? So I'm going to turn that so it's more opaque, it's clearer. Can give that a few seconds. Actually, it's so clear. I'll turn it right up to show you the difference. But sometimes to make your text stand out, you need to do that against if you've got a very, very white background there. And you can see I can turn that off. And generally you want that between 25 and 50%, depending on the colour. There's no white in the background here, so that's quite clear. I can make that banner bigger if I want to, because it's opaque so you can't see it, so just turn that up more. You can have up to 3 rows of text usually in here, so that's gone too much obviously, so I can drop that down. I'm actually going to drop that opacity right down to nothing as well on this one. Again, it just takes a few seconds to refresh. You can see it's a bit too low there now, it's hanging off the bottom there. I'm going to bring that up a bit to 20%. You've got a really nice title there. I don't want the text in the left. Let's have a look. Does it look better in the centre? Let's try the right. It looks quite professional, hopefully. You see how quick and easy that is to do titling. And we can add extra line, and we can say Golden Gate Bridge, which I didn't spell right, but that catch up. Right, YouTube will catch up on that now. And we can see that there now. Here I've got, obviously the text is very big. I need to move it up a little bit. That will come up in a second, but frankly I think that's too big, so what I can actually do, I can make my text smaller, and there we go. That looks really professional. Yeah, maybe the colour isn't right, but we select the colour here and we can go through, and let's just be silly, let's have that particular blue, and then again you can see that there. Okay, you'll notice incidentally if you're into this sort of thing, so let's just make that medium again. I want to change the colour. I put the mouse over it, may not show it this time. You can see the RGBs there, so you can actually see and match colours. It's not a massive choice there, but enough for most people. Right? That looks absolutely awful in blue, so let's put it back to a light grey. Yeah, that looks awful as well, but we can change that. One of the things, you can't always change the colour straight away, so we have to change one of these, then come back and it will drop down. So let's go back to the original white. And you can see how easy that is. Okay. Now then, what else can we do with that? We've got a choice of fonts, as I say. Let's do something. I'm being very silly now. The fonts may vary depending on what's available on your computer, but that's very silly. If I make that small, actually that's quite a nice font relevant to the Golden Gate Bridge. With that, I need to bring the banner opacity up now, so it's not very clear. And we get a darker background there, and that stands out quite nicely. And again, I can position that at the top if I want, or I can put it right in the centre. And of course in that case I'd want to centre the text. Alright, let's just relax and see the whole film now. There's 2 bits of film there, as you can see. If we play that without the music, there's your title. That will disappear, and there's the bridge. Alright, now that's not very subtle all around. So what I want to do now is I want to add some music, and the music I'm going to add is Joy to the World, obviously. I'm going to drop that down there, so I've got a choice of music. And if I play that now, take a few seconds. And I just need to select the film as well, of course. There we go. And now, sometimes takes a couple of seconds to do. See how good that was? It's getting to look like a nice film. Really bad examples to give you an idea of what can be done. Total aside, but Joy to the World there is the national anthem of Europe, of the European Council. Just out of interest, and most people in Europe don't know that either. Right, I think the film comes in a bit of a jerk at the beginning, so we go to this little bow tie here. And this is transitions. To add a transition, drag it from here to the timeline. What I want to happen is I want the film to sort of come up from nothing. Just drop that in there. I can change the size of that. Just come back to here now. Just click the little camera. Take it back to the beginning. Wait for YouTube to update. Remember, this is all being done effectively in the cloud at YouTube's servers. Can you see now? I'm actually going to get rid of that sound. We just press the delete button. There's a sound gone because it's going to get distracting. Show that again. If you watch, the video fades in over 0.02. So much nicer. Okay, I'm going to get hold of that, and just to show you, I'm going to make that fade over 3 seconds. That's silly, but I'll give you an idea of how that works. Press my play button, and you can see that coming up slowly. I've exaggerated that there. You wouldn't normally want that, but you can do. Bring that down, and you can see everything is done in real time. Have you noticed that there's no save button here? I've not saved anything. Don't need to save. YouTube is saving it as it goes along. Okay. Let's go in again. At the end, I want, let's just close that. Select the end of the film, and I want to close that. Start that again. At the end, I want it to fade. Put that in at the end, and the colour will fade out, and it'll all fade out. And you can fade what colour you want it to go to, which is either white or black is what you normally use, but there's no restrictions. Click anywhere else, and we get all the details back again for titling, whatever we want to do. Audio is in there. We can actually adjust the volume of the audio if you want to do that. And some of these quick fixes are really good, and I'll show you those next. Let's assume this video, let's take this bit, this is going to be silly, but I'll just show you what can be done. I want to turn the brightness right up on that. It's going to look awful. It's going to take them a few seconds to do. It's very awful. But what you can do is split the screen, and it shows you the before and after, and it shows you really what you can do. Alright, so what I'm going to try and do now is make it a nighttime scene. This is really cheating, but it gives you an idea of the capabilities of this. And a lot of this, probably a bit too dark there. Let's just try that. A lot of this obviously would cost you an absolute fortune and a real learning curve on any other sort of expensive software. So again, I've sort of got it by night there. It's not really a perfect example. Let's just come out of that back to where we were. Could add some photographs and things in there. But you can see in a few seconds there, I've got a complete film of the Golden Gate Bridge. I've got some music which I've taken off. I'm not actually happy with that font, but that gives you an idea. And that's taken me just a couple of minutes from scratch, and I've made it at night time there. That does look awful. Okay, so let's just pause that. Whilst we're in here, there's various tools down here I need to show you. It's cutting tools. And if I can just select that, got various ways of things you can do there. I can delete the video itself here. I'll remove the clip. And if I just come out here, come back over here, there's all sorts of things you can do. Delete, fade, and so on. Now then, how do you use that in the real world? Well, good question. Let's show you some ideas. I'm going to delete everything that I've done there. Just click in the little cross in the corner there. I don't have to save anything. I'm getting a warning from Google that my video was too short, so that's fine. Let's go back to Creative Commons. Let's show you how you can make some money on this. Let's, supposing you're making a series of travel films. We search for New York. Now, one of the things about Google is if you're searching for more than one word, put the inverted commas around the phrase, and that'll search for things not just new, not just York, but films of New York. Now then, I can see here there's a film of a bike ride through New York, and I can see it's 28 minutes long. All I need to do is drag that down there. Remember, you can use these videos. Let's play a few seconds of that. Take a few seconds to start because it's quite long. And there's some audio there, so I'll just turn that off. There's someone in a bike through New York. Now, if I just scroll the screen down a wee bit, you can see this little measure here. This is very long film, so I need to bring some more in. I want to get rid of the beginning of this film. I want to get rid of all that. So the first 1 minute 38 seconds. I just move my mouse to there, let go of that, and the film is now much shorter, and I've edited it very quickly. All right. I'm going to put a fade in at the beginning. I'll just fade in. I'll just show you one of the other ones actually, it's probably better. Let's show you a slide. Don't overuse these, but there's things you can do. Just wait for that to catch up, and now you can see it slide in. Yeah, very nice. Not. I should show you that actually while I'm doing that. Just show you on the slide. You've got various options. I can get it to slide in the other direction, or I can get it to slide up from the bottom. And again, depending on the particular film, that might work. All right, let's play that. I think that's awful, but not to worry. Okay, so that's done. Now what I want to do is to turn this into something a bit more useful. All the way across this entire film, I'm going to use text. I'm going to use medium font. I'm going to align center. I'm going to position center, and banner height and so I'm going to leave for the second. And my text is going to be New York bike rentals, and then 212-555-5555. Okay, that's all done. Let's have a look at that now. Enable text because you can't see it otherwise. I always forget that, so don't worry if you do. Just say, Alan forgets that. If I play that now, turn the music off, there you've got a couple of minutes advert for your New York bike rental company. Using the other things that you've seen in this video, you can see you've got a fantastic video there. That can be representing your company, or if you don't use that text, what a great way of showing people New York. You've got your own travel channel on YouTube. Let's give you some other examples. Let's just get rid of all that again. That's just going to make this really small, bring that across the left there. Remember, just click that, gets rid, just click there, gets rid. Come back to the beginning now, go back to Creative Commons. Going to get rid of that. And let's have a look at another idea. These are just ideas that I put together very quickly. I'm going to search for yoga if you want to do a yoga channel. Lots of yoga videos there as I scroll down. You can see the lengths of them as I scroll down, more and more appear. More and more and more. So I want to have a 1 hour, and I don't really want a 1 hour, I want to find a short one. These are all quite long. Oh yeah, it's 2 minutes 51 seconds. I can drop that in. I've actually left that slide in. Let's get rid of that because I don't like that. And again, if we play that now, I've got the sound turned off, but there's a 2 minute 51 seconds yoga video, and you can mix and match these. You can use them in any way that you want. There are no restrictions. So if you want to set up a health channel, a yoga channel, you can do that. Let's look at something else a bit more health related, and look at, oh, my typing is terrible. Let's try slimming food. You can search for anything you want. I think the reason I spelled something wrong there, I spelled slimming with 2 eyes. So let's try slimming food with 2 eyes but separated. And you have got here, try to think how many videos there about slimming food. As I scroll down, and the internet catches up here, just so many about food there, salads and whatever. So if you want to do a salad channel, I just saw salad there. Let's just do that as an example. And search for that. And look at how many salad recipes and things you get. It takes a few seconds for the thumbnails to come up, particularly on my connection. There we go. And you can see from the thumbnails there, you've got all sorts of salads, various things that you can do. Use these as standalone videos, I do them all. The other thing I want to show you, just again to an example, you can do multi-word searches. Russians have, I've spelled that right, have often cameras on the dashboards, and a lot of the films you'll see are Russian car crash videos. Where does everybody get those from? Where does everybody make them? Well, there's your answer. You can actually get them from here. Let's just drop that down there. Let's get rid of Mrs. Yoga. You play that. I'm just taking these at random and hoping there's nothing here that shouldn't be there. So always check these first. Just takes a few seconds. This is a compilation of horrible car crashes. I think I'm probably going to pause that there to be on the safe side. I hope that, although I've covered a lot there in the last few minutes, you've got to understand the power of both the YouTube editor in itself in terms of editing your own films, making changes, making improvements, that you can add your own photographs, or photographs that you've legally acquired. You've got music here as well as elsewhere. You've got a huge range of transitions and things that you can do, and some very nice ones there. Don't overuse them. And you've got some very good titling. I didn't really show you these, but if I drop that on there, for example, the full length, enable the text, just see that, you can see you can do it across the video. A whole range of things that you can do. The important thing is it's very, very easy using the CC button to create your own channel or channels. You can make videos for your own business without your own video camera. There's enough footage and scenes and films there with titling, music and so on to make a really professional looking video. All you need to do, and I didn't actually say this, but you just give it a title up here, press publish. It takes a few minutes to appear on your channel because YouTube in the background goes and makes the whole video. I perhaps should say some of the quality here isn't very good. This is pre-rendering here, so the finished film is very good, assuming the original footage is very good. And then just go away and do the titles and descriptions and so on as whatever way you want. You can also use it to make videos for your own channel, make up your own subjects, and you can have a New York channel or a yoga channel or a bike riding channel or a swimming food channel or a Russian car crash channel or whatever. The only limit is your imagination, and you can see even in something as obtuse as Russian car crashes, there's hours and hours and hours and hours of video there. Very easy to do. Just a little secret there is when you're searching for more than one word, just make sure you put it all in inverted commas. All right. Hope you followed that. I suggest that you watch this video over and over again to get lots of ideas. You'll find that very useful. And enjoy, and I look forward to seeing your videos on YouTube and to hear from you. You're making lots of money and you're really happy and successful. Enjoy.